So there's one person who used to be very pro Cardano, and actually we talk about Cardano pretty frequently, but has since turned into a hater. And in this most recent attack on Cardano, he completely ended himself. I'm Luckside. Welcome to the channel. We're going to talk about this latest video, this latest FUD piece on Cardano, and how frankly right now it doesn't matter anymore. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Let's go ahead and dive right into this. So everybody's familiar with BitBoy. I know some people don't like when I talk about these videos, but I think it's important that we all have a consistent understanding when it comes to Cardano. And that's not because I want to create an echo chamber or anything like that, but it's because there are pieces of misinformation that are put out there that create unrealistic expectations for Cardano. So for example, this is specifically about the Chang hard fork. And one thing he talks about is, oh yeah, Chang hard fork was supposed to be this big adoption tool and this big explosive thing when it comes to price. And he said, frankly, nobody cares. And that's not the case at all. There are people that care about this. And no, the Chang hard fork is not supposed to be a big adoption tool. But what it is a radical change in the way that Cardano operates. It takes us from an era of pretty decentralized into completely decentralized. All right. And this is a very key thing because the people that care, they do want decentralization. And I'm not talking about retail users, right? I've said a big part of Cardano's future is going to be enterprise and governments. When we talk about Cardano's big focus, it's not necessarily about retail. And that doesn't mean it's neglecting retail. But what it means is when we talk about tapping larger entities like businesses and government organizations and things like that, ones that actually provide long-term adoption and use case, cementing Cardano into the future of the world, they care about decentralization. They don't want their stuff in the hands of a centralized entity that can choose what to do with it, right? For example, he mentioned the reason Cardano was created was to fix some of these glaring problems that exist, whether they be again, centralization, whether they be gas fees, whatever. And he says, oh, time has passed and we're past those times. We're really not. We're not past those times at all. In fact, some of these other blockchains in the industry still have problems with uptime, still have problems with exploits, still have problems with gas fees. This is why I've said that Cardano all it has to do is just outlast, really to dominate, because it doesn't have the problems, and the problems of other blockchains continue time and time again. Okay. But I kind of got off on a tangent there, but these other entities that are getting into this space, businesses and governments, they don't want those things. Those are key things that cannot happen when they do bring their goods and services, their infrastructure, whatever it may be, to blockchain tech. It's an unacceptable thing. And guess what? Cardano has always taken the stance of those things are unacceptable. That's why it's built the way that it is. All right. Now, he actually talks about, oh yeah, right here, this is where people should hedge their bets a little bit. They should dump some of their ADA. And imagine thinking that as we've gone through the summer months, the times where historically speaking, we have significant corrections, being the time that you're going to dump their bag. I think that is absolute lunacy. I think that makes absolutely no sense. Historically speaking, we're doing what we've always done during the summer. The early stuff was kind of the weird outlier. The summer stuff has been the same. And now guess what? Activity is picking up on Cardano. We're seeing these surges take place. Now, what he also mentions is, oh yeah, nobody's using Cardano. No, like, where are the users, right? People thought that the Chang hard fork would be the big adoption tool. And frankly, guys, we're only about a week out from the actual deployment of the Chang hard fork, which is kind of silly for him to even be talking about this. But the thing is some people want things to happen when they don't normally when they normally don't take place anyways. I've talked about this before, and I've said that this year, basically up until later this year, is not a time of big adoption in crypto in general. Frankly, most people in the space right now are people that have been in the space for a while. We saw an early burst of retail activity. That's cool. That's great. It pumped prices, but you see more DeFi use and more DeFi development actually take place later on in the market cycle. Typically, late year of the halving and the last year of the bull market cycle are when you see the highest levels of adoption, the highest levels of DeFi usage, and frankly, wanting these things to happen at times where they don't happen is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. All right. I've been saying this since back in 2022 when I started this channel, and it's a consistent theme, right? So the point I want to make is don't be persuaded by people that clearly don't know what they're talking about, that haven't paid attention to the big things that are going on right now. There are some people on both ends of the spectrum, right? There are people that are 100% blinded, are maxis, that just drink the Kool-Aid, and there are people that are 100% haters and they just pay no attention to what's going on. And me personally, guys, I'm not a Cardano maxi, but do I pay attention to all the fundamentals? Do I pay attention to the developments taking place behind the scene? Do I pay attention to the much bigger focus that is Cardano and about future sustainability? Absolutely. All right. I've always had guys, I didn't follow Cardano or ADA during the last bull market cycle. I knew of it, but did not pay attention to it. It wasn't until the bear market cycle, when we saw significant developments take place, we saw Cardano start tapping governments and businesses, that I really dove in and saw the much bigger picture. And the much bigger picture is something that leads you down a path of world dominance, all right, where you truly become something that cannot fade away. All right. So I appreciate you guys as always. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Didn't mean to ramble on or turn this into a rant or anything like that, but it's very important we understand what the future direction of Cardano is. But have a great day. Show your love below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.